for G.A.S.P investigations here in Tombstone.
Supposedly, right now we're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, it is!
Saw you light that up.
I did. Hi, I'm Nadia, the lead investigator of G.A.S.P Investigations, and welcome to this video. Last video we talked about the SLS camera, its features, functions, and how it works, and this time we're actually going to show you how to build your own. We took inspiration from another video, which will be linked down below as well as up here, and we're going to be showing you how we created ours. Now you can take inspiration from us or a said video about creating the SLS camera. This is how we created ours. Let's get started. Alrighty, so everything that you see on screen is everything that we use to create our SLS camera and how to make it mobile. So to start, we're actually going to be talking about the tablet that we use. The tablet, in this case, is a Fusion 5. We also use other tablets. You really don't need to use the specific one. What you need to use is a tablet or some sort of device that has Windows 10 or later. That'll come later on in the video so that you know about the program that we use. Next is the Xbox 360 camera that we use, that we modified in order to make mobile. Next we have these lightning power adapter cables. This is a crucial part on how to make the SLS mobile. Next is the source battery. This is a Talent Cell 12-volt battery charger. It has a power port and a USB port. So the next couple of pieces of equipment are not needed, like this phone clamp. We just use this to hold the camera, as well as this metal bar. Actually, this is a photo camera bar that attaches different pieces of equipment, of photography equipment together, and we actually like using this because it's nice and sturdy. Next is the tablet holster. We like this one because it adjusts in size depending on how big your tablet is. And next are these small adjustable tripods for smaller cameras. We got 2 of these because actually they can adjust to different forms. So first we can hold it to keep it mobile and move around. And the second part is we can actually hold it like a tripod. Now the device is quite heavy, so we like to use 2 so that we're kind of holding it with 2 arms and not dropping anything, or we can place it down and it's nice and sturdy on the table or floor. Alright, now that we went over the pieces of the SLS, now we're going to show you how to assemble it. So this next part is going to be involving the actual holder of the SLS camera. So we have the 2 tripods, we have the iPad or tablet holster, the bar, as well as the phone clamp. Now included in here is also a couple of the additional photo camera clamps and screws. Those will also be linked down below, but we haven't mentioned those because most equipment comes with those anyways. So now what we're doing is assembling it. So I have the one end of the holster to have the tablet holder, as well as in the other end is going to be where the SLS camera, the Xbox 360 camera, actually sits. So there's a little bit of room. Now I'm putting on the clamps, the tripod clamps, so that on both sides have support and are sturdy. So the reason why we sped up the video is because obviously we're just going to put the 2 together, and this is up for interpretation. You don't have to do it this way. You can make your own. You can have your own adjustment and holder, but we would like to use this because it has 2 holders. We can use both hands, as well as the tripods can fold in and become tripods, and we can actually set them down. So that's what I'm going to be showing you here, is we're folding up the tripod clamps, and then we're going to be opening up the legs and then setting it down on the table. And it's really easy to use, it's really sturdy, and it does tend to get quite heavy at sometimes because of all the equipment we have placed onto it, like the battery, the camera, and the tablet. However, again, this is up for interpretation for you. However, this is what we use, and this is what we prefer. Alright, so next we're going to be showing you how to create the SLS camera using the Xbox 360 side. What you need is this power adapter that comes with a lot of Xbox 360 cameras, and we're going to be modifying it. So how to modify it is to help the fact that it needs to be mobile. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to cut it right after the power port that goes into the wall, so that we can actually use the cord and plug it into our battery and also into the camera because we need that power supply that comes from the battery pack into the camera. So the most crucial part is to ensure that you keep this orange port attached to the rest of the cord all the way to the end in the USB. So keep those attached because we need those to plug in to the tablet or your program, wherever you're using, as well as the power supply, because if we don't have either of those, the camera isn't going to work. So again, you're going to cut the cord right after the power supply port that goes into the wall and this little port that comes after. Cut in between those. So I'm pointing to the spot that you need to cut because what we need to do is wire those lightning cables that we had told you to purchase so we could actually get power from the power supply. So this is where I'm going to show you how to do that now. So you're going to cut in between those two and then make sure that you cut it, and that be very careful when you cut it and strip the wires down so that we can actually use the wires still attached and be able to attach the lightning cable port. So this is where that lightning cable port comes in, and you would be ensuring that you have power to not only the Xbox camera from the power bank, but also the connection can be strong enough and live enough to be into the tablet. So this is where you grab that power cable. Now there's a red and there's a black, a ground and a power, and you're going to wire those. Now you will have a black cable in there, so do match the black with the black, and you might have a colored cable in there. Just match the colored cable with the colored cable and you will be just fine. Now we're going to speed things up a little bit here. So I grabbed the Xbox 360 camera, and make sure that when you have the cord from the Xbox 360 camera that you're plugging it into that orange port so you can gain power, as well as the power USB to the tablet. So you're going to plug in the power to the battery port using the 12-volt round port, not the USB, because the USB has to be plugged into the tablet like I'm showing you here, and everything's set to go. Alrighty, now that you have both parts assembled, we're actually going to assemble all the parts together. So here I am putting in the tablet into the holster, as well as clamping in that Xbox 360 camera into place, and then the battery pack can go in the middle here. We usually use Velcro to secure it in, and that's pretty much it. Now we're going to move on to the software program that we use for SLS camera. Alright, so this is going to be the applications that you're needing on your device. So we showed you how to build the actual device. Now we're going to actually use the programming for it. So what you're going to search up is Windows Kinect SDK and click enter. So it's going to be this first link here or the second link here. What I like to use the second link, the SDK version 1.8, because it works better with the Kinect camera for the Xbox 360. If you have a later version, I'm sure that it uses the 2.0 version, but I like the 1.8 version, and you're going to click on that. Then it'll bring you to this. Obviously, Microsoft has gone through several different versions of Microsoft Windows, and for this instant, you're going to scroll down and look for Kinect for Windows SDK version 1.8, the Kinect for Windows Software Development Kit, SDK, that's what it stands for, enables developers to create applications that support gesture and voice recognition using Kinect sensor technology on computers running Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, and Windows Embedded Standard 7. So in this case, with Windows 10, with Windows 7, 8, 10, and 11, this program still works, and you're going to click on download. Now while you're waiting for it to download, don't forget to look at how to install it yourself. It has a couple of rules and variations for you to do down here. The biggest thing is make sure that the Kinect sensor is not plugged in any USB ports on your computer, just to be sure that the install is just fine. Alright, now that you have you downloaded, you can open up the setup for the Windows Kinect SDK. Or the Kinect for Windows, and here's the end license agreement, and you're going to make sure that you read through this because there is specifications on how to properly use the program. At the bottom here, click agree and then click install. Once you click install, it'll show a loading screen for you to install it, just like this one. And then once it says setup complete, you have successfully installed Kinect for Windows SDK. You are now ready to download the developer toolkit. So you're going to click on that link. That's your next step. So once you have clicked on that link, it'll open the link on your browser, whichever browser you are using for the developer toolkit, and it'll automatically bring you to the version 1.8. This is going to match the SDK application, and you're going to click download. Once you have downloaded that and opened up the download, it is the end license agreement for the developer toolkit. Same thing, read through the terms, service, and conditions, and make sure you click I agree and then install. Once you have it installed, it'll say setup complete and you're ready for the next step. Alright, so you're going to open the developer toolkit again. You can just look it up in the search bar. And you're going to scroll all the way down until you find Kinect Explorer D2D. This is the program that we use for our thing, and you're going to install. Once you installed it, it's going to say Kinect Explorer Console, and then you're going to have this window. And obviously our Kinect isn't connected yet, so we're going to plug that in and show you how it works. So once you have everything set up, you're going to plug in the Kinect. So here's the screen for the tablet, and I'm going to open up the app for you and show you that the installer for the app is actually going to pull up and sense that the Kinect camera is actually in. So right now it says not powered, but it is plugged in. I'm going to turn on the battery source that we bought, and it's going to initialize and start recognizing that the Kinect is actually connected. Give it a couple seconds, it might load a little bit, but it's going to be working and it'll be just fine, and then the program will automatically open up for you, and just like that, it's going to look like this. So you're going to have two different screens. What we like to do is click on switch at the top, or screens, and then it's going to switch the screens from the actual camera to the infrared camera. So there's two cameras actually on the Xbox 360 camera, and we like to use the infrared camera because it uses the motion tracking software. So I'm going to step into frame for the Kinect camera, and it's going to track me, and as you can see, it's all working and everything's just fine. It can track my head, shoulders, elbows, all the way down to wrists and hands, and my mid-torso and all that. So with the SLS and connecting everything, be sure that everything is secure when you have the cords wrapped together, and you could either solder them or just wrap them together with a wire tie. Just be careful with everything, and please take your time with this. This actually took us quite a bit to make, but I have full confidence that you'll be able to get everything done. Alrighty, and that's pretty much it. That is how to create the SLS camera. So I'm demonstrating here just a few videos of me playing around with it, showing you how it's held. It is quite heavy at some times, but not too bad, but the tripod feature really does help. We hope that you enjoy this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below on how you would create your own SLS camera, if you would make it the same way we did, or if you would have a different variation of ours. So visit us at GASPinvestigations.com, or you can contact us at contact@gaspinvestigations.com. Thanks, guys.